Hey guys, welcome again to another Sacred Writings video. My name is Jason Damiani, and today I'm going to be going over a very interesting Incunabula Bible. So this particular Bible was printed in the year 1482. Now that's just 10 years before Christopher Columbus discovered America, which helps put in perspective the age of this particular Bible. But this is right in the middle of the Incunabula era, which of course makes it a fairly early printing of the Bible. The passage that is found on this particular leaf comes from the prophet Jeremiah, specifically chapter 30 verse 16 all the way through chapter 32 verse 26. Now, these chapters broadly go over the restoration of Israel and Judah, how the Lord will turn mourning into joy, the new covenant, and Jeremiah buying a field during the siege. Of course, I would highly encourage and recommend you check those chapters out to get the full context there, but it is quite an interesting passage nonetheless. This particular leaf is from Anton Koberger's 8th printing of the Latin Bible, meaning that he had 7 other editions of the Latin Bible before this one, of course. I have other Koberger leaves that are earlier than this one here in my collection that I will discuss in future videos, so don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of those. Nevertheless, there is not much information on this particular Bible. It's possible that it was a custom Bible since it has these unique multicolored initials on it. That's one of the things that leads me to believe it could be a custom-made Bible, because out of all of the Koberger leaves that I've seen and Bibles that I've seen for sale and have in my collection, this is one of the very few that I've seen with these types of initials on it, which leads me to believe that it may have been a custom family Bible or something along those lines. But I don't know for sure. That's just an educated guess based off what I can observe, because I wasn't able to find much information on the specific Bible being the 1482 printed one. So again, it's just a guess that this was a family Bible. Could be something more mainstream, but I'm just not aware of it. As you may have gathered, the printer of this particular Bible was Anton Koberger. He was an excellent printer in the Incunabula era, and out of all of the Incunabula leaves I have in my collection, his leaves are some of my favorites. He has beautiful artwork on there, especially his woodcut images, so really just great pieces of art that I absolutely love. The Library of Congress says, the German city of Nuremberg became one of the most prolific sites of Incunabula printing due to the efforts of one man, Anton Koberger. Koberger's early output in the 1470s was modest. However, by the 1490s he had established an enormous printing enterprise. In addition to 20 presses in Nuremberg, Koberger maintained offices in Italy, France, and other parts of Europe. As a printer, publisher, and bookseller, Koberger paid close attention to the book market and focused on expensive and well-made titles that would sell. So it's evident that Koberger was a very significant printer in the Incunabula era. Now, as I mentioned, he would print well-known works and things that would, of course, make him money. He was a businessman, and so he wanted to print things that would sell. And so the 2 most popular items that Koberger printed were, of course, the Bible and the Nuremberg Chronicle. So those are his 2 most prolific works that he would have done. They're all very beautiful and very interesting pieces of history. In fact, out of all of the Incunabula leaves I have in my collection, I have the most from Anton Koberger, so just goes to show his significance during the Incunabula era. Now this Bible was printed, of course, in Nuremberg, Germany. This is a very old city, being founded in the year 1050 AD, which makes it a very historically significant city. And of course, Germany is the country where printing was first invented. It was not in Nuremberg, it was in Mainz, but it is still the country in which printing was invented. The material used on this particular leaf is cotton rag paper, very common for that era in history. Now, I've mentioned this in previous videos, but one major criterion that I look for when adding items to my collection is beauty. Is there something about the leaf that catches my eye, something that really stands out to me? And of course, as you may be able to gather, the things that catch me about this particular leaf are these very intricate and unique initials at the beginning of each chapter. The colors that were used are quite different from the standard colors that are on other Incunabula Bibles in my collection. Typically, they would be mostly red and sometimes blue. So very interesting to see these unique colors on here, like a light blue, almost a teal color, some purple, and a reddish-orange color on the initials, so really some beautiful pieces of art and some really nice detail on there. Now, I bought this leaf from Historic Bible's website, and I paid $154 for it. But I did get this one on sale because of these initials. It is worth a little bit more than that. But normally a leaf like this will go anywhere from $150 to $245. It just depends on the intricacy of the initials and the quantity on there as well. So that's all I have for this particular leaf. It's a very interesting piece of history, so I appreciate you guys sticking it out to the end. Don't forget, of course, to stick around for those close-up shots at the end to see the leaf in a lot more detail. Thanks for checking this out. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.